Saint-Tropez in the south of France, and an audience with the legendary Joan Collins. What could possibly go wrong? She's a star who emerged from the golden age of Hollywood, a gentler era of style and grace. But remember, Joan made her greatest mark playing one of the nastiest bitches in television history, the scheming Alexis Carrington of Dynasty. At 78 years of age, she can still muster her inner Alexis, and has even created a stage show dishing the scandalous dirt on her former co-stars. What I didn't count on, as we sat down for a cosy chat, was ending up in the firing line.
This car is magnificent.
We're driving Miss Collins through the south of France.
It's so perfect.
Like an old Hollywood movie, it's a glimpse of a more glamorous age. But I soon learn old and age are not words to be taken lightly.
You still do the splits?
Yes.
Come on. Really?
Yes.
I can't do the splits now, let alone at 78.
Well, men can't do the splits. You don't need to keep on mentioning my age. How old are you?
Oh, sorry.
How old are you?
50.
50?
Yeah.
That's a good age. How do you feel about it?
Mixed.
Mixed? Yeah, well, imagine how I feel about it.
In a career spanning 6 decades, it was her role as super bitch Alexis Carrington in the mega soap Dynasty that made Joan Collins an icon.
Damn it, who did this to us?
Your old admirer, McVeigh.
Miserable scum.
Do you think a lot of people still see you as Alexis?
Yes, of course.
Are you comfortable with that?
Very, absolutely. Yes. It was a great pinnacle of my life. It brought me all kinds of success.
It also seemed to be you, didn't
Yeah?
it? The glamour, the big hair.
Well, the glamour and the big hair. Is that how you see me?
No.
Glamour and big hair.
I'm not
well,
sure.
I see you in blue jeans and a yellow jacket.
Joan Collins revels in the life of a Hollywood legend and has never been coy about sharing the juicy details.
There was this young guy who stood outside who was in the mailroom, and it was Nicklin.
Really?
Yeah, and he asked me for a date one day.
She's onto her 4th memoir and brings her spicy stories to life in a one-woman show coming to Australia in November.
My life's been a bit of a roller coaster. More ups and downs than Joan Rivers' face.
And then at the end, I'll take questions from the audience.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Questions without notice.
Yes.
That's very brave.
Yeah, like I am with you.
Yeah, but I'm very friendly.
Yes, I know.
Joan trained as a classical actress in London, but at 22 she left England's prudish shores for Hollywood. It was 1955, and as the newest sex kitten in town,
Don't you like my pretty pink peignoir?
she sought advice from the reigning queen.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
Marilyn Monroe told me about this. She said, beware of the wolves in Hollywood. I said, well, I can handle wolves. She said, oh, not this kind, honey. The studio bosses, if they don't get what they want, they'll drop your contract, and they've done it to lots of girls.
And Marilyn would know.
She did know. I was told, in no uncertain terms, by the then head of the studio, did I want to be the biggest star in the lot? And I said, well, that would be nice. And he said, well, then all you have to do is be nice to me.
Be nice to him.
Be nice to me.
Joan may have avoided the studio wolves, but they weren't the only predators on the prowl. She soon found herself in the sights of legendary ladies' man Warren Beatty.
Was he a bit of a rat back in those days?
Well, he was going with Jane Fonda at the time when we met. And he, for some reason, found my phone number and started calling me and calling me and calling me. And so I said, but I thought you were going with Jane Fonda. I mean, why? I'm not going to go out with you. You're going. He said, no, I'm not going with her anymore. I want to go out with you. So.
On the spot.
In the end, Joan succumbed to Beatty's charms, and they became engaged.
He said he was making love to you 6 or 7 times a day.
Hmm.
And there's a quote from you that says, well, he may have been, but I was just laying there.
Yeah. That's my sense of humour.
But the wedding never happened. It seems Joan, too, had embraced Hollywood's wicked ways. She became a popular poster girl
What's on your mind, Harry?
and a decorative co-star alongside some of the biggest names in the business.
I'd rather not say.
Well, give me a little hint.
But the major roles somehow always eluded her.
Is it a myth or reality that you screen tested for Cleopatra?
Oh, no, it's totally true. Yeah, I tested for Cleopatra with a bunch of actors who, to say they were wooden, would be unkind to trees.
And people have said that I am ambitious.
Why? Don't you love me?
Of course, the role famously went to Elizabeth Taylor. But the film, still one of the most expensive ever made in Hollywood history, became a legendary financial flop.
One thing you have in common with Liz Taylor is
Spit it out.
well, one thing you have in common with Liz is you like to get married.
Not as many times as she did.
No.
In fact, the last time, my last divorce, she sent me a little note saying, sorry about that, but I'm still ahead by 3.
The divorce score remains Liz Taylor 8, Joan Collins 5.
Don't touch me, please don't touch me.
Sea wife.
But they came very close to sharing the most notorious leading man of all, Richard Burton. It was Joan who said no.
Oh, no, don't you mustn't say that.
Did you really break Richard Burton's record of sleeping with his co-stars?
Yes, I did. I said, well, I don't want to be just another, notch on your famous belt. So we became kind of good friends. He taught me how to play Scrabble.
Joan's now happily settled down with husband number 5, Percy Gibson, a theatre producer 32 years her junior.
And the last time I shall ever be married, because my happiest and best.
Forever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's the love of my life, and I kissed all those frogs and finally found my prince.
I'm talking about a woman who has done everything in her power to alienate my daughter from me, namely you.
But this is how we best remember Joan Collins, as Dynasty's scheming super bitch,
The empty-armed Madonna.
Alexis Carrington.
Miserable bitch!
I'm not sure which came first. Is it Alexis or Joan Collins? I mean, that's how much of an impact you made on the role, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that an actress always has to bring a certain amount of herself into the role. And I don't think that I'm that much like Alexis, other than the fact that I don't tolerate fools lightly, and that I like nice clothes and dressing well and having big hair.
Alexis was all those things you're talking about, which she was also a very calculating, hard bitch at times, wasn't she?
That's just what I am, Liam, a calculating hard bitch. If that's what you want to hear what I am, then I will say that. And I can be calculating and hard if I want to be.
No, I want you to say what you really think.
Yeah, well, I am.
What do you think I want you to be negative?
Let me just say that I have come across the occasional interviewer who would like that.
Well, if you just say exactly what's on your mind, we'll get along beautifully.
Yeah, okay.
I did a movie with Dame Elizabeth, as she likes to be called, and
Speaking her mind isn't a problem for Joan Collins.
I overheard her giving Meg Ryan advice about marriage. Now that's what I call chutzpah.
In her book, she has little time for today's instant celebrities, like Kim Kardashian, whom she described as having no discernible talent.
I noticed in the book you have a bit of a crack at the likes of Kim Kardashian.
A crack? What did I say?
Well, you did. You get stuck into the Kardashian.
I did not.
Kim Kardashian.
No, I didn't get stuck into Kim Kardashian.
Do you want me to get the quote in the book?
No, let's continue. It's terribly hot here, you know.
Well, what's the difference, Joan, between a star from your era, an old-fashioned Hollywood star, as you like to portray yourself, and
No.
today's stars?
No. I do not like to portray myself as an old-fashioned Hollywood star. Not at all. Where have you read that?
Well, I read your entire book.
Yeah, I don't say anything about myself being an old-fashioned Hollywood star. Not at all.
Well, you talk about the glamour and you talk about old-fashioned values.
Oh, but that's completely different.
And you sort of put them together, and what do you got?
Well, all right. If that's your perception, fine.
Do you think that's wrong?
No, I don't think it's wrong. I think you're putting words into my mouth.
You don't think any sane, rational
Oh, you know
person would-
something? I think I need a break. Okay?
All right.
Okay, all right.
After some intense off-screen negotiations, Joan returned for round 2. And even though she knows full well even blokes have to wear studio makeup, she came out swinging.
Is that your powder puff?
Yeah.
Are you gay?
You see...
Wasn't the normal question. Are you
see-
gay?
Well, no, I'm not gay, actually.
All right.
No.
Okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
It was a line worthy of Alexis. But I'm learning it's all part of the one-woman show that is Joan Collins, the 78-year-old grand dame of Hollywood.
How do you manage to age so gracefully?
It was Winston Churchill who said a woman is as old as she looks and feels. And I look and feel much younger than I am. Whenever I see my age or hear about it, I think, can't be true.
You're not keen on Botox, are you?
No, I had it once there.
You did try it?
Yes. It was horrible. I'm needle phobic.
Is that the only reason you don't like it?
Well, it hurts.
What about plastic surgery?
Well, that's something that I don't think I could do. I've really seen too many horrible facelifts and horrible Botox. But I'm quite happy with the way I look.
You've always pushed the boundaries, though, haven't you? You've always managed to be older looking younger. I mean, you posed for Playboy when you were, what, 49?
Yes.
Extraordinary.
Well, I thought, why not? I thought, this is the last time I'll do it. And I thought, and my body was still quite good, very good. And I thought, well, it's got to be downhill from now on. I feel like Puff Daddy. Yes, I do want it. I'm going to have it here, just in case.
It had been a feisty but fascinating encounter with one of the few remaining big names of Hollywood's golden age. And one thing I now know for sure is there's still plenty of life left in this living legend.
I'm going to live for another, couple of decades, hopefully. I don't want to live in a wheelchair. I don't want to live with anything wrong with me. I want to be as fit and healthy as possible. Why should you be chucked on the slag heap of life if you're in your 40s or 50s or even 60s,
Well, I don't think anybody can accuse you of ever being on the slag heap.
Well, you never know.
Well, that's great, Joan. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Okay, friends again?